Welcome, nice to meet you all, and thank you for choosing to close your Ignite week with us with Don't Gatekeep AI, our session about innovation for frontline workers. So it's nearly Friday afternoon, and some Ignite attendees are heading home or sneaking away for a burrito in San Francisco's Mission District. But we're excited to be here for the same reason that we hope you're excited to be here. Frontline workers make up the majority of the global workforce, and we're passionate about arming them with the secure digital communications and AI tools that they need. My name's Jeremy Carlson, Director of Product Marketing for the Microsoft 365 suites. And this is what I looked like before kids. Very well rested. The line at the DocuSign headshot booth was a little long for me to update it. And this is my colleague, Vishal Anil, Principal Group PM for our frontline products. And I've never felt more underdressed next to a JPEG. So the pace of change has never been faster. Digital transformation and AI are absolutely a driver. If I told you 3 to 5 years ago that Microsoft would be announcing a platform called Agent 365 as the control plane for agent management, it would have sounded like a word salad or Mad Libs. But the rate of change is also accelerating in customer and employee expectations, creating an increasingly challenging environment for organizations and their workers. There are 3 critical challenges we see organizations face. First, productivity. Organizations face the pressure to deliver real business impact while simultaneously facing a growing capacity gap. Many orgs are turning to AI and other technology solutions to close the gap, which underscores a pressing need for tools that help people work smarter, not harder. But at times, those tools may open new vulnerability, which underscores the importance of security. Organizations must strengthen their security foundations to better mitigate risks while they adopt AI solutions. Combining tools with zero trust principles and secure AI adoption strategies are critical to this process. But as more technology is added, it often creates new complexity, which brings us to IT management. IT departments face tech sprawl, are expected to find ways to be more efficient and cost-effective, and must maintain control and security of the entire ecosystem. IT is being asked to unlock productivity from their frontline to their corporate office while controlling risk and cost. Employees aren't waiting for their organization to adopt AI solution. And this isn't just true for your information workers, it's already happening on your frontline. So 65% of frontline employees tell us they're using AI for work, but only 29% of those are using an AI solution provided by their employer. Yikes. There's an opportunity for IT to unlock the potential of frontline workers, but also a responsibility to ensure that AI usage is secure. Frontline workers represent the majority of the global workforce and are the heart of key business outcomes for an organization's success. These employees are often the first point of contact with customers. Their ability to respond quickly with accurate information is critical. Businesses rely on the operational tasks these workers perform and their efficiency. But that also means there's a huge opportunity to realize ROI from digitally transforming these business processes with AI-powered tools, where second saves and fewer errors can scale across tens, hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands of employees. The opportunity is real, and it's measurable. As organizations look to digitally transform to stay competitive, at Microsoft, we believe the frontline should not be left behind. So as the business and technology landscape rapidly evolves, we believe the tools frontline workers rely on must as well. To do their jobs well, they need resources right at their fingertips with digital solutions and AI-powered tools integrated right in the flow of work. This is something Microsoft is uniquely positioned to provide. And with Microsoft 365, working smarter has never been simpler. Unlock efficiency by transforming how your frontline communicates, accesses information, and completes tasks, all without compromising security and control. Frontline work is dynamic, fast-paced, and on the go. That's why Microsoft 365 delivers a purpose-built solution designed to help keep up with the realities of these roles. With one secure, unified platform, you can connect your frontline with the people, tools, and information they need right in the flow of work. And with enterprise-grade security and compliance, you can secure your business across frontline identities, apps, and devices to scale frontline innovation with confidence. At Microsoft, we don't just design in isolation or in a vacuum. We continuously listen and learn from customers about what's top of mind, where the biggest operational pressures lie, and where better digital experiences could unlock real impact. To deepen that understanding and ground today's session in reality, we commissioned a comprehensive study focused on frontline priorities. The research surveyed 750 frontline managers, workers, and technical decision makers across healthcare, retail, and manufacturing in the US. The aim was simple: identify the must-have tools and capabilities and the digital experiences and workflows that would be most impactful on the frontline. This will help frontline do work securely, efficiently, and at scale. So let's get started with how these workers, actually do their work. We all miss messages. Perhaps you're feeling a buzzing in your pocket right now, and the tension in your chest building as you're realizing you're missing communications. But these frontline workers, it's more than that, because they are often mobile first, using a mix of shared and personal devices to get things done, which increases the surface area of messages that can get missed. That constant context switching doesn't just waste time. It can lead to errors and missed communications. This means that there's an important need to consolidate these tools and streamline workflows. So you'll notice that the Microsoft Teams mobile app for Frontline looks different than the Teams mobile app for information workers. That's because it's designed for the specific needs and nature of frontline work, which is different than the type of work most of us in this room today experience on a day-to-day basis. This unified platform experience is designed to optimize frontline productivity for mobile-first work and remove the disruptive context switching. So you'll see here that when they sign in, the home screen surfaces role-specific information and targeted announcements right up front. It also brings together curated content with dynamic, interactive cards to help focus on what matters and enable quick action. And finally, you'll see that priority apps are pinned for easy navigation with one-tap actions, keeping frontline work streams flowing smoothly. Microsoft 365 Frontline delivers a unified experience that's intuitive, secure, and built for real-world agility, bringing together role-specific information, communication, and productivity in one place, right in the flow of work. So one of the biggest pain points we heard from frontline teams is the notion of fragmented communication. And here's how one technical decision maker in a retail organization described the impact that limited access to modern messaging solutions has on their frontline productivity. I think the key takeaway is when communication breaks down, productivity suffers. That's why Microsoft addresses this by centralizing team and one-on-one communications. It provides one place for everything: chats, calls, team updates, file sharing. It's all right there in the flow of work. No more chasing information, no more missed updates. This isn't just about convenience. It's about enabling a connected workforce that moves faster, serves better, and stays compliant with secure messaging solutions. When communication flows seamlessly, productivity follows. One of the strongest signals from the insights that we referenced earlier is the demand for precision in communication. 78% of frontline workers told us that they would use targeted communication features at least weekly to tailor messages for specific teams, roles, locations, or departments. And why does this matter? Well, clarity drives speed, and speed drives impact. It's simple: get the right information to the right person at the right time. It's how you cut through the noise and keep work flowing. And this is all possible with Microsoft 365 Frontline. You can deliver hyper-targeted messages to the right worker at the right time, say sending an urgent message to workers who are only on shift right now in specific regions. And this may not feel new to us information workers, but this can actually be transformative for workers whose best alternative might be a walkie-talkie. So access to information should be easy and instant. But for most frontline teams, it's not. Our survey told us that 4 in 5 frontline workers and managers say that inefficient information retrieval negatively impacts their productivity. The 5th is lying or didn't understand the question. But think about what this means, right? Time wasted searching for policies like a store return or instructions on how to complete a task safely, like machine maintenance on the factory floor. Every delay adds up. This is why simplifying access and integrating AI-powered search into the flow of work is critical, not just for convenience, but for operational excellence. We address this challenge with AI-powered workflows that keep frontline teams informed and efficient. With Microsoft Copilot Chat, answers are just a tap or a voice command away. So what you're looking at now is a pretty simple example. Holiday season means changing store hours. And a frontline worker can instantly confirm their hours while planning shifts. But here's where it gets really powerful. Copilot Chat also brings multimodal interaction, voice, images, real-time translation, right into the flow of work. For frontline workers who are constantly on the move, this is a game changer. No more thumb typing on a tiny screen or going back to a kiosk in the back. Just snap a photo, share it, and get instant guidance. That's Copilot in action, fast, intuitive, and built to address frontline needs. Okay, this is not a metaphor, this is a quiz. We asked frontline managers with which AI capability would make the biggest difference to their work. Chat, out-of-the-box agents, or custom agents. So again, the question is, what AI capability would make the biggest difference for their work? Is it chat, out-of-the-box agents, or custom agents? So it was a close race. One feature won at the photo finish. Custom AI agents. So it's not just generic tools, but this notion of a custom agent that can be specific to a specific frontline worker's workflow. Frontline teams told us loud and clear they want AI that understands their world. Imagine an assistant that knows your policies, understands your systems, and connects to your line of business solutions. One that can guide workers through multi-step tasks and automate repetitive processes, all without slowing them down. That's the kind of AI that makes a real difference for frontline experiences. And with Copilot custom agents, you can do just that. Custom agents can be published directly into Teams, so employees interact through a familiar chat interface. No extra training required. Let's see an example of this in action. So here you're seeing a retail employee ask about the closing procedures for their store. Right? So instantly, the agent is providing a step-by-step guidance based on internal policies. Everything from securing cash drawers, it's talking about locking doors. No guesswork, no searching through manuals. The associate just follows the instructions and completes the checklist, all in one easy, seamless flow. This is AI that empowers, not overwhelms. Okay, so what does this all look like in real life? We're going to hear today from a first-hand customer about their story of innovation and empowerment of their frontline. So, founded in 1973, DM Drogerie has grown into a multi-billion euro enterprise and Europe's leading drugstore chain, with over 4,000 stores in 12 countries, serving millions of customers every day. Renowned for its people-first culture and commitment to sustainable growth, DM is now pioneering AI-driven productivity. In this video, you'll hear how DM empowers its people through digital and AI transformation, bringing Teams, Copilot Chat, and custom agents into the flow of work to make everyday tasks simpler, smarter, and more connected. Let's take a look.
The most important thing for our company is our frontline workers.
This is the heart of our organization.
Mein Name ist 𝗦𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀. Ich bin Marktverantwortlicher in der DM-Filiale in Karlsruhe. Ich fühle mich als eigener kleiner Unternehmer vor Ort. Durch unsere flachen Hierarchien bei DM ermöglicht es mir hier im Markt, mich zu verwirklichen und auch autonom und selbstwirksam handeln zu können.
Without our frontline workers, we don't sell anything. We enable every employee in our organization to be the best of themselves. Self-responsibility is our goal. Hi, my name is Jens and I'm a DM Tech team lead.
I'm Kerstin. I'm the product manager for everything Copilot at DM. We are here at our DM headquarters in Karlsruhe, Germany, and this is where our Copilot journey started 2 years ago.
We have 10,000 knowledge workers and 80,000 frontline workers in our company. So the frontline workers are our most important group to support.
We started rolling out Copilot for our frontline workers because they get tasks easier done.
Weil sich meine administrativen Tätigkeiten einfach nochmal deutlich verschlanken. Dadurch haben wir viel mehr Zeit auch für unsere Kunden, sind auch handlungsfähiger. Durch den Einsatz von Microsoft Copilot steigern wir unsere Beratungsqualität. Wir können spezielle Kundenanfragen fachgerecht beantworten, zum Beispiel wenn es um einen speziellen Inhaltsstoff geht oder um einen Wirkstoff, wie dieser auf der Haut wirkt, und können da unseren Kunden einfach nochmal ein besonderes Erlebnis bieten.
It's important for us to be on the edge of technology. We moved from a mail-based conversation to a chat-based communication. The in-store communication is grounded in Teams. Things getting easier to communicate, to collaborate with tasks, not only in the store. We gotten communities with whom we engage for communication over many stores. So stores can talk to each other.
Now it's way easier to find the information, to read the information, to get it out to our people. And because we are a company who values a lot if persons are self-responsible, it's really important to get them the knowledge to do their work.
It's getting so much faster. Everyone has the right information on the right place at the right time. It's on mobile, it's on desktop, it's everywhere.
We have different roles in our company. We have people in the frontline worker world, we have people in the knowledge worker world. And so you have, for these specific roles, we have different ways they can use the Copilot. For example, in our frontline worker role, you have the Copilot chat, and it can help you to get more knowledge about products and stuff like this. Then you are maybe doing a lot of office work in the store. So you have a Copilot that helps you with your email, your organization, your day-to-day. So we use Copilot in a lot of ways in our company. We have Copilot chat for everybody in the company, from our frontline workers to our people in the headquarters. We use Copilot together with agents.
We have many tools that support our frontline workers. Now I have everything on my phone via Teams and Copilot. I'm really excited about our DM AI journey with Microsoft and new technical solutions.
I really couldn't imagine working without it anymore. I had a whole project around our frontline workers trying out Copilot to help them in our stores. And they were just so excited to find new ways to make it easier for them. Start with rolling out the Copilot chat to everybody, and then you can look who needs an agent. What kind of agents do we need? Start small, step by step, go bigger. We started 2 years ago with the Early Access program, and then over the years we evolved and we started to look more into frontline workers and more into the broad spectrum of the company to give Copilot to everybody. So we realized quickly we need to use the Copilot in different ways to give these different roles an opportunity to use it. If somebody just needs to look things up, if somebody needs help with writing, just have the Copilot chat. If somebody needs a little bit more help because they need some product information, they need some company information, you can build an agent. If they need even further help, then build them a pro-code agent. So you go where the employees are and give them an opportunity to use Copilot. The most important thing is to start somewhere. You don't have to have the perfect solution. You don't have to have the perfect prompt. We just started with a simple agent for the whole company. So we connected the agent to our internal knowledge, and therefore everybody can find information about our company. And that's just a really easy use case. So my first advice would be start with a few people who are really interested in this, give them the power with workshops and stuff to use it, and then they can go back to their departments and give it everybody else. So it's really important from day one to involve somebody from different departments of your company. Involve also your work council, involve the data security team, but most importantly, involve the people who benefit from it.
We enable every frontline worker, every knowledge worker, every employee in our organization that he can be self-responsible. That's, for me, the biggest difference. I'm very excited for the future because we got so much great tools from Microsoft. I think it's only the beginning.
I love that use case where they take the picture of the cream and how it affects the skin. It underscores for me it's so different than the way that I use Copilot every day, but still quite powerful. So DM's experience shows us that transformation is a journey, not a destination. So now I'll hand it over to Vishal to walk through how you as the IT heroes can bring this to life in your organization.
Thank you, Jeremy. He's always such a tough act to follow. So we just saw how 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗏 is equipping each and every one of their frontline workers with the power of 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗀𝗏 and 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗏 Copilot to enhance their productivity. Now I'm excited to walk you through the journey and show you how you can deliver the same secure frontline experiences across devices, apps, and identities. We know how critical it is to keep your information and your business secure. That's why Microsoft 365 delivers a comprehensive unified platform that's centered in security, compliance, identity, device management, and privacy, all in one cloud-connected infrastructure. Now, instead of juggling multiple point solutions, with M365, you can centralize management, reduce complexity, and strengthen your security posture by extending the same set of controls across your information workers and your frontline workers alike. Now, when you think about deploying digital and AI solutions to the frontline, at first, it may seem like a daunting task. But here's the good news. M365 is designed to streamline every step of that process. First, start by giving your frontline employees a secure digital identity. I'll show you how you can automate that with your HR management systems as we go through this presentation. Next, choose your device strategy. You can either have shared devices, corporate devices, or let your frontline workers bring their own devices. We'll show you a way to do all of that. After your device strategy, you need to have simple authentication and authorization. M365 offers the perfect balance between simplicity and enterprise-grade security. And then you can configure policies like app protection or limiting app access outside working hours. Finally, start with pilots so that you have a controlled rollout. Just as you heard 𝗦𝗽𝗀𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗏 share that you need to start with pilots, you need to apply your best practices, I'm super excited to announce the latest, greatest innovation we have there regarding Teams pilots through the course of my presentation. So buckle up, it's going to be a fun ride. Let's start with identity provisioning. Now, for frontline workers who are often dispersed across locations, roles, they may sometimes be seasonal or may experience high turnover, setting up digital identities may seem like a Herculean task. However, M365 automates a lot of that. Now, when you have your frontline workers join, they get part of the HR management system. And with M365, you can automate the creation of their identities in Entra ID. And it also lets you automate license assignment. Along with that, you can also automate access to apps like Microsoft Teams for frontline and resources like your internal SharePoint sites for work knowledge. Now, once they get going, they can start using all of their apps and solutions with their day-to-day activity. Now, what happens when a frontline employee leaves? The process is as simple to revoke access and complete the full life cycle. So no more manual steps for any single employee. Now, after identity, the next thing is about access and conditional access. It's never been simpler to protect sensitive information and company data, whether your frontline workers use shared devices or personal devices. Conditional access is your security checkpoint. Protect sensitive data and set location-based, IP-based, device-based policies so that you have the most control over how they access the data and when they access it. So an example for frontline workforce may be that you as an IT admin define a policy that says, my frontline workers at the Fabricam Redmond store can only access the Microsoft Teams for Frontline app when they're at the store, connected to the corporate Wi-Fi, and using a shared device. It's very powerful, and it's super easy to set up as well. Now let's dig a little bit deeper into device strategy. As Jeremy mentioned earlier in our presentation, one of the biggest pain points frontline workers face is switching between multiple apps, signing in, signing out multiple times. That's where shared device mode comes in. With a single global sign-in, you can sign in to all of your Microsoft 365 apps, your third-party apps, and even your line of business apps. Once they're signed in, they can start using everything that they need. And once they're done with their shift, they can very easily sign out as well, and all of the personal data gets cleaned up so that the next user can come in and use the same shared device. So we're making it super powerful for devices to be shared in a very convenient way. The feature is now available, generally available on Microsoft Intune for both iOS and Android devices. We're also excited to share that we support third-party MDMs like Omnissa and Jamf. Now, beyond this, if you want to make things even simpler, as an IT admin, you can define a centralized home screen experience. Now, imagine the power of that. For all of your frontline workers across all of the different locations, you can have the same consistent home experience so that as soon as they log in, they get a set of apps that they can start using and a bunch of resources that they can get knowledge from when they need it and quickly. So they don't have to juggle between different apps and solutions and be confused what to use when. We make it super simple with the unified home screen experience. Now, this is something that I'm super excited about as well. We are pleased to share that QR code plus PIN sign-in is now generally available. Now, the last thing you want is for your frontline workers to come into your store or your location or your clinic or your manufacturing unit and be fiddling with their phones to figure out what their password is and try different permutations and combinations and waste time at the beginning of the shift. But now with QR code plus PIN, it's very easy to just scan a QR code, whether that's on their badge or on a piece of paper or on a desk somewhere, and enter a simple PIN so that you get signed in very securely and very fast, and you're ready for work. So far, we spoke about shared devices, simplified home screen experience, QR code plus PIN login authentication. Now we have a lot of frontline customers also have their frontline users bring their own devices. This is where I'm thrilled to announce that we have simplified the Bring Your Own Device team's onboarding experience. And with that, within a matter of 1 minute, which I'll quickly demo to you in a bit, you can have your frontline workers bring their own mobiles and get started to access company resources and apps in a very secure way. How do they do that? So workers need to go to the back office PC. Once they open the wizard, they get a bunch of options, which I will quickly demo to you. The wizard is smart enough to know your IT admin policies as it relates to security, compliance, governance, and it can also tell you to install your authenticator or company portal app depending on how you set up two-factor authentication and app protection policies. So let me show you a demo of this. So I can get started here by going to the link and clicking Get Started. We support both iPhone and Android. So in this case, I'm going to go for Android. Now I just enter my login details with my username and my password. And now it detects that there's 2FA in my organization. So when I click Next here, it asks me to get the Authenticator app, which I've already done on my phone, but you can very easily go and get that app. So it then asks me to set up my account, scan the QR code. It detects that I have 2FA. It takes a couple of seconds here, asks me to enter the test code, 70. And then I click Next. Now that was for 2FA. Authenticator got added. Now it also realized that I have app protection policy. So now I need to get the Intune company portal. So I've already gotten the portal on my mobile phone, but you can scan it and get the company portal in just a few seconds. Once you do, click Next, done. Now you install the Teams mobile app, and you can get going in a matter of that was less than 2 minutes. So this is the power of having this simplified onboarding experience and having your frontline workers bring their own devices in a secure, compliant way.
Clap.
OK, so the next thing you can also do is address common concerns like privacy, unpaid work, and maintain work-life boundaries. We've made it super easy for admins to define specific work hours. Now, for example, consider a frontline sales associate who's using her personal device for work. When her shift ends, Teams notifications are now silenced to respect her personal time. And if she tries to access work-related content, like a customer list shared in a Teams chat or channel, safeguards kick in, and you see this experience where app access gets blocked. Now, I spoke to you about identity, device, and access management. That makes it very simple for your frontline workforce to get started. But what about deployments? What about the IT admins? What about some of you here in the room? So we realized that frontline workers face different realities than desk-based employees. They're usually mobile first. There's a lot of seasonal turnover. And like I said before, they're dispersed across locations and roles. That means rolling out digital tools requires a slightly different approach. So I'm thrilled to announce that starting today, Teams Pilots is available in public preview. I'll show you the demo in a minute, but it takes less than 2 minutes to get started off with your Teams for Frontline Pilots and have your users start using it. So you heard DM 𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 share with you earlier that the first thing you can do is just get started. Just start trying out things. And pilots let you do just that. The experience is super simple. As an IT admin, you go to the TAC Admin Center, and you choose capabilities. You decide who goes into the pilot, and that's it. Your QR code is generated, and a link gets created that you can share out with your frontline managers so they can start using the app themselves, and their frontline workers can start using it as well. So I'm super excited to show you the demo for this one, too. OK, so you go to the Teams Admin Center. You click on Start Pilots. And then you can see here there are multiple capabilities that you can select from. You can choose chats and channels for collaboration, walkie-talkie, shifts for schedule management and timekeeping, planner and tasks for task management. And you can quickly click into all of this and see the different things it has to offer. So you select capabilities, click Next. You add members. So choose 1 or 2 members from a specific location that you want to start off the pilot with. So I choose Adil and Alan here. I click Next. And then I give the pilot a name and a description. So in this case, Fabricam pilot. And this is a pilot for my Fabricam location. Add owners. I can choose a specific owner as well. Let's say I choose Alan, and add, and done. Boom. So you just deployed within, that was not even a minute. It takes a few seconds here, but you will very soon see the QR code and the link come up with all of the capabilities so that when you share this out to your frontline managers, they can start and they can share it out further with all of their workers. OK, so that was pilots, but what if now, as an IT admin, you want to scale your deployments out? We've had a bunch of innovation happen here as well over the past year. So it's as simple as defining a location attribute within your on-trust system. So we have a lot of our customers choose city, for example. And that's the attribute you would come and give us. And then you would give us a frontline worker group. A lot of our customers have these groups created usually when they do license assignments. So you give us that group that represents all of your frontline workers, and then you give us a second group that represents all of your frontline managers. And then with those three pieces of information, we very smartly, flexibly, and dynamically create those teams and manage those memberships. So when you have new frontline workers joining your organization, they automatically get to be part of certain teams. When they leave the organization, we remove them from those teams as well. In addition to that, you may see flexible being called out here. We've added the flexibility for owners, who in most cases are frontline managers, to add and remove workers manually as well. Because you may have people joining seasonally, you may have people from a location that's nearby joining who don't usually work in a specific location. So in order to solve for all of those things, we have the ability to support flexible membership as well. And the last thing is that you no longer need to be a global admin to do any of these things. Being a Teams admin center admin is sufficient to do it. We've heard from all of you that the global admin is an urban legend. People talk about them. People mention their names, but no one's ever met them. So you don't need to be a global admin anymore. Being a TAC admin, you can do this entire flow with flexible membership. So this is how you deploy at scale. So now, in addition to only deploying, we also want to make sure that you're managing and viewing insights, because rolling out M365 to frontline workers is the first part, but it's also about making sure adoption sticks and delivers value. So now you can measure adoption directly in the frontline usage insights within the Teams admin center. This shows you real-time data about who's active, what features they're using, and where engagement might need a boost. Now, what are some of the uses of something like this? When you have that pilot experience that I just showed you rolled out, you can actually see how your pilots are doing, who's using it, how are they using it, and then you can make an informed choice to scale it out. Now, let's say once you've scaled out your deployments, you also get visibility into which pockets of your organization are doing well with adoption and return on investment, and which parts may not be doing as well, so that you target your training towards those parts, or have people from the parts where things are going well be champions and share their knowledge with the rest of the organization. So those are the kinds of things that get powered by having this centralized insights in the Teams admin center. So I spoke to you about identities, devices, access management, and deployments. Now, throughout all of those topics, there's always a constant balance that we maintain between simplicity and ease and enterprise-grade security. Now, we want to extend the same principle so that for frontline teams, AI should feel empowering, not risky. And that's why we bring all of the same enterprise-grade security and simplicity to Copilot and agents as well. Now, how can you do that? First, prevent oversharing by giving admins visibility into sensitive content and the ability to remediate permissions quickly. Next, protect against data leaks and insider risks with dynamic policies that adapt to frontline workflows, whether it's shift schedules or customer data. Finally, meet compliance requirements with built-in governance, inspect interactions, you can do enforcement of lifecycle rules, and apply legal holds without slowing down any kind of operations. The result, frontline workers get AI that's safe and seamless, while IT stays in control. So 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 Copilot is the new engine for frontline work, secure by design and optimized for scale. So unlock smarter shifts, instant answers, and automated workflows while keeping your business protected. Innovate confidently, deploy easily, and see results fast with IT-optimized solutions. So this is the session in a nutshell. So what can you do right away? So apply the playbook that the team at 𝗬𝗻𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 shared with us, where you start with a frontline pilot to see the impact firsthand. You can navigate to aka.ms/pilots blog to get started on the pilots demo that I showed you right away so that you can get things going in a couple of minutes. For teams using personal devices for their frontline workers, enable the bring your own device with Teams wizard and let them bring their devices in a secure, compliant way. You can try that out today by going to that link, aka.ms/BYOD blog. Third, unlock productivity by enabling Copilot chat for all your frontline workers, and then you can choose which ones need custom frontline-specific workflows to be enabled with agents, and then you can choose who needs to get the full power of 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 Copilot. And then finally, measure usage and ROI to guide your scale-up strategy. Now, these steps aren't just about adoption. They're about transforming how your frontline works. So let's make it happen. Thank you. Any questions, please? Any questions? We're available here for you.